Beloved, every time your fingers graze a coin, a note, a card, you are not simply handling currency. You are handling concentrated divine substance. Yes, money in its essence is not just paper, not just plastic, not just numbers on a screen. It is a sacred servant responding to the one who dares to command it with truth. You see, the world has taught us to fear money, to chase money, to mourn its leaving and cling when it comes. But those who walk in wisdom know money is a spiritual force, and like all spiritual forces, it bends to the word. So I ask you, what are you saying when you touch money? Do you say it's never enough? Do you mutter, I can't afford this? Do you groan when you spend and tremble when you give? Ah, no more. From this moment on, you will speak to money as a master speaks to a loyal messenger. When it enters your hand, declare, you are blessed and multiplied. You increase wherever you go. You return to me in rivers overflowing with good. When you spend it, affirm, I do not spend. I circulate. This money returns to me tenfold, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. When you give it, say, I sow into fertile ground, and I reap in due season without delay. Oh yes, words are wands, and you are the magician. Each syllable you speak is a seed. Each affirmation, a hammer breaking through resistance. Each declaration, a spark setting wealth in motion. Touching money is no longer a mundane act. It is now a ritual of increase, a sacred appointment with the universe, a moment where heaven meets earth through your intention. Let the world say what it will. Let the doubters laugh. But you, chosen one, know this. You do not serve money. Money serves you. And as you touch it, bless it, speak over it. Watch it multiply, not by luck, not by toil, but by the invincible laws of spirit responding to the voice of authority within you. Now go, and every time your hand touches money, speak multiplication and expect miracles. Money is spiritual substance, not just paper. This is the truth that dissolves fear, shatters limitation, and opens the floodgates of infinite supply. The world teaches that money is material, limited, and external. But the soul who sees clearly knows money is a visible form of the invisible power that governs all creation. It is spirit clothed in form. It is divine intelligence expressing as provision, wrapped in the garments of currency, coins, and codes. When you understand this, you stop treating money as a master and begin relating to it as a servant of divine law, eager to obey your faith, ready to mirror your beliefs, and always moving according to the vibration you carry. If money is spiritual substance, then its source is not your job, not the economy, not people. It is the infinite. Money flows through channels, but it does not come from them. The channel may change, but the source remains eternal. This truth must be etched upon your heart. When you honor money as spiritual, you activate its divine behavior. You don't chase it, you magnetize it. You don't hoard it, you bless it. You don't fear its loss. You celebrate its circulation, knowing the law of increase guarantees its return. For just as breath leaves and returns, so too does money flow from and back to the one who walks in faith. To treat money as mere paper is to miss its sacred nature. It is not neutral. It is charged with the energy of those who possess it. When you handle it with reverence, it responds with multiplication. When you speak words of lack while holding it, you create resistance in its flow. But when you speak increase, love, and gratitude into it, you align with divine order, and money begins to act like the holy servant it was made to be. The money you touch carries the imprint of your consciousness. Your beliefs shape its destiny. This is why poverty cannot be solved merely by earning more, and wealth cannot be maintained without spiritual understanding. Because money is spiritual, it requires spiritual stewardship. Those who honor it, bless it, and command it with faith become magnetic to supply. Those who treat it as evil, dirty, or scarce repel it with the very energy they carry. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are aligned with. When your heart is tuned to the truth that money is holy substance, you enter a flow where miracles are common and provision is predictable. Money is not just paper, it is a divine instrument. It flows to vision. It responds to faith. It thrives in gratitude and it obeys the laws of the unseen. When you handle money, handle it as you would any sacred thing. Speak over it as you would speak to something alive. For it is alive, not in the worldly sense, but in the spiritual sense. It is consciousness in form. It hears you, it feels you, and it returns to you exactly what you give to it. Your words imprint reality on money. Every syllable you speak while touching it, thinking of it, or moving it carries a vibration, a frequency, that clings to the very energy of that money. Whether whispered in secret or shouted with conviction, your words wrap themselves around your finances like a spiritual instruction. The universe is not responding to empty numbers or hollow coins. It is responding to the meaning, intention, and emotional energy you assign to them through speech. Money, though physical in form, is deeply impressionable. It takes the shape of your belief, it mirrors your declaration, it multiplies or disappears based on the word you send before it. When you say, "I never have enough," you cast a shadow on your supply. When you sigh and mutter, "Money comes and goes," you are binding it to instability. When you repeat, "I can't afford that," you push wealth further from your experience, not because you are being punished, but because your word is law unto your world. The spiritual substance of money listens, it responds, it obeys the voice of the one who touches it. And the voice it obeys most is not the voice of logic, but the voice of faith wrapped in word. This is why affirmations spoken over your money are not just positive thinking. They are spiritual architecture. You are not hoping when you say, "Money flows to me with ease." You are building. You are constructing a new blueprint that the universe must honor. You are rewriting the program that has kept money at a distance. Words spoken repeatedly become beliefs. Beliefs become experiences, and experiences become your new normal. There is no neutrality here. Every careless phrase, every joking comment, every defeated sigh is a seed. The question is, what harvest are you preparing? Speak to your money with intention. Declare over your wallet, your bank account, your income streams. You are blessed. You are expanding. You are filled with divine energy and you return to me multiplied. These are not just statements. They are activations. The moment your word and belief align, the atmosphere shifts. Money begins to behave differently. Opportunities find you, doors open, delays dissolve. Not because anything outside of you changed first, but because you changed the instruction you were giving to the energy that governs money. Do not underestimate the power of what you say in moments of doubt, in moments of payment, in moments of giving and receiving. These are sacred thresholds where your language becomes law. So if you want wealth to obey, speak as one who holds dominion. If you want money to multiply, speak as one who already walks in abundance. Every dollar is listening, every coin is waiting, every transfer is recording your tone. The question is not if money responds. It always does. The question is, what are you telling it to do? Touching money is a moment of creation. It is not a casual act, not an unconscious gesture, not a meaningless routine. It is a divine appointment, a powerful intersection between spirit and substance, thought and matter, word and wealth. Every time your hand meets money, you are standing at a sacred portal, a place where new realities can be spoken into existence. Most people rush through these moments, unaware of their creative potency. They spend without thought, receive without gratitude, give without intention. But the soul who knows the truth pauses, breathes, and declares. For that soul understands that creation happens in the moment of contact. What you say when you touch money is not a side note. It is the script that shapes your financial future. When you hold a bill, run your finger over a coin, swipe a card, or open your banking app, you are engaging in a spiritual transaction. This is your cue to speak increase. This is your invitation to plant a seed. The energy you infuse into that moment will ripple out and return multiplied. Money does not just respond to action. It responds to consciousness. It listens to what you believe. It echoes what you declare. So when you touch money, speak not from fear, but from faith. Say, "I bless this money and it blesses me." Say, as I release this, greater flows to me in return. Say, this is not just currency. It is divine energy, and I use it wisely, joyfully, and with expectation. These words are not poetic. They are powerful. They send a charge through the spiritual field and command unseen forces to begin moving in your favor. The moment of touch becomes the moment of creation, and what you create in that instant will soon become visible in your world. Too many treat money mechanically. They move it without meaning, they give it without love, they spend it with guilt or resentment. And then they wonder why it doesn't return in fullness. But the wise one treats every touch as holy. They know that the hands are instruments of transmission. The mouth is an instrument of command. The heart is the amplifier. When all three are engaged, hand, word, and heart, miracles unfold. Suddenly, a small sum stretches further. An unexpected gift arrives. A forgotten source becomes a fountain. Why? Because creation was activated when money was touched with intention. This is how the law of multiplication works. It obeys the energy you assign at the moment of creation. You are not just managing money, you are shaping your reality through it. You are creating an atmosphere of prosperity every time you handle it with reverence. So touch money not in haste, but in awareness. Speak not in habit, but in power. Declare not what is, but what shall be. For in that sacred moment between you and the currency you hold, a new financial reality is already taking form. The energy you send out returns multiplied. This is not opinion. It is spiritual law, etched into the fabric of the universe. Every thought, every word, every feeling you direct toward money becomes a seed. And like all seeds, it does not return in the form it was given. It returns greater, fuller, and multiplied. If you release fear, lack, or resentment when handling money, it circles back to you in the form of struggle. But if you send out gratitude, joy, and bold expectancy, then what returns will bear the mark of that vibration, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You see, every financial transaction is a sacred transaction. It is never just a payment, never just a purchase, never just a gift. It is energy in motion, and energy obeys your emotional blueprint. What you send is what you summon. What you feel as it leaves determines how it comes back. There is no such thing as money being spent and gone. It is always circulating, always cycling, always responding to your inner signal. So the wise one does not release money with regret. The wise one blesses it on its way and speaks to its return with certainty. Say it when you pay your bills, this money blesses where it goes and returns multiplied. Say it when you give, this is divine seed and the harvest is already on the way. Say it when you invest, every dollar sown in faith brings back abundance with divine increase. These are not idle affirmations, these are energetic instructions. You are telling money how to behave. You are telling the universe what kind of return to deliver, and it will obey you, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with the law. The energy of multiplication is always at work, but you must choose what you want multiplied. Speak lack and you get more lack. Speak struggle and you attract more obstacles, but speak increase and doors open. Speak wealth and provision flows. Speak overflow and you will live in it. The outer world is a reflection of the inner broadcast, and that broadcast is being shaped every time you touch money, think about money, or talk about money. There is no neutral moment. Every instant is a broadcast. Every vibration is a boomerang. This is why your money habits must be spiritual habits. Bless your wallet. Praise your bank account, no matter the number. Rejoice when you give. Celebrate when you receive, not because the amount is impressive, but because the energy behind it is divine, and that divine energy is returning to you, multiplied, magnified, and measured according to your belief. The universe is not withholding. It is responding. It is waiting for your lead. It is echoing your vibration and multiplying what you send out. So the only question is, what energy are you releasing into the flow? Because whatever it is, It's on its way back, multiplied. Gratitude unlocks infinite flow. It is not a soft sentiment. It is a spiritual force, fierce and magnetic, capable of tearing down walls of lack and opening gates of abundance. When you bless what you have, you command the universe to expand it. When you praise what little is in your hands, you invite the infinite to multiply it beyond measure. Gratitude is not the result of having more, it is the cause. It is the vibration that signals you are ready to receive without limits, without resistance, without delay. Most people wait to feel grateful until they see evidence of increase. But those who walk in spiritual mastery know gratitude comes first. It is the evidence, it is the proof of your faith, it is the declaration that says, I trust the unseen, I rejoice in what is coming, I celebrate the harvest before it arrives. Gratitude speaks the language of abundance. It says, there is more where that came from. It tells the universe, I'm not in fear, I'm in flow. When you give money with gratitude, you do not lose, it multiplies. When you receive money with gratitude, you don't just get paid, you open a river. When you see a small amount in your bank account and still choose to praise, you're not being delusional. You're being powerful because that vibration reaches far beyond numbers. It touches the field of infinite supply and activates what is already yours in the spirit. Gratitude is the key that unlocks what effort alone cannot. You can work tirelessly, hustle endlessly, strategize intelligently, but if your heart is closed, if your mouth is filled with complaint, if your thoughts are tangled in lack, the flow remains restricted. Gratitude dissolves the dam, it breaks the blockage, it tells the law of divine compensation that you are open, ready, and aligned, and the law responds, not with trickles but with overflow. Even in moments when money seems tight, even when the bills are due, even when the numbers don't make sense, that is the exact moment to give thanks, not out of obligation, but out of power, because to give thanks in the absence of evidence is to act in the highest faith. And faith, when combined with gratitude, is an unstoppable force. The grateful heart is magnetic to miracles. It does not chase, it attracts. It does not beg, it receives. So bless every dollar. Thank every opportunity. Celebrate every transaction. Whisper gratitude over your wallet, your purse, your income, your investments. Thank the money as it enters your life. Thank it as it leaves your hands. Thank it in advance for returning with more. Gratitude is not about looking backward. It is about reaching forward. It is the language of divine expectation, and when spoken consistently, it will open doors no man can shut, because gratitude, beloved, is the secret code that unlocks the infinite flow. Faith-filled declarations activate divine law. They are not mere words, not hopeful wishes, not empty affirmations recited out of routine. They are spiritual commands that move invisible forces into visible form. When you speak with faith, you are not speaking to the air. You are speaking to the substance of the universe itself. You are engaging the law of vibration, the law of expectancy, the law of supply, and you are commanding them to bring forth that which has already been promised in spirit. The moment your word is saturated with belief, it becomes law in your world. There is a great difference between saying something and declaring something. Saying is casual, declaring is creative. A declaration infused with faith is a spiritual decree, and what is decreed in faith must be established by law. Faith turns your voice into a creative tool. It infuses your words with fire. It turns simple phrases into spiritual blueprints that the universe begins to build from. A declaration is not begging. It is not asking. It is claiming, possessing, commanding. It is speaking from the end, not toward it. When you say, money flows to me freely and continuously, and you believe it, feel it, and stand on it even before it manifests, that is the moment you activate the law. When you affirm, I live in overflow, I am divinely provided for, not because you see it, but because you know it, that is when the heavens respond. Divine law does not move by need, emotion, or effort. It moves by faith, It obeys unwavering belief. It rushes to fulfill what is spoken with full conviction. This is why idle speech is dangerous. Every time you speak doubt, you delay. Every time you declare lack, you authorize it. You are always creating, whether consciously or unconsciously. The law is always listening, so the wise one speaks with precision. They do not just speak what they feel. They speak what they want to feel. They do not just speak what they see. They speak what they intend to see. They know their word is a wand, and their belief is the fire that powers it. Faith-filled declarations rewire your atmosphere. They charge your field with expectancy. They send instruction to divine intelligence and command the movement of supply. You are not trying to convince the universe when you declare. You are aligning with the truth that already exists. You are saying, I now step into what is already mine. And the law, always faithful, responds, declare your abundance, declare your increase, declare your divine right to overflow, not from desperation, but from dominion. Let your voice echo with certainty. Let your words carry the vibration of already having it. For when faith and declaration merge, creation is set in motion, and what you speak must appear, not someday, not maybe, but by law, because faith-filled declarations do not plead for miracles, they release them. Your prosperity is a testimony of alignment. It is not luck, not coincidence, not the result of relentless hustle alone. It is evidence that your inner world is in harmony with the laws of divine supply. Prosperity is never random, it is precise. It arrives when your thoughts, emotions, words, and expectations are in agreement with truth. When you believe you are worthy, when you speak from faith, when you act from knowing, when you expect good without fear, that is when prosperity appears. It is the echo of your alignment, the outer fruit of an inner shift. You do not attract abundance simply by wanting it. Desire alone is not enough. Alignment is the magnet. You can work tirelessly and still struggle, not because you are lazy or unworthy, but because your energy is in disagreement with what you seek. But when you truly align, with the spiritual laws of abundance, prosperity becomes inevitable. It no longer feels like chasing. It feels like receiving. It no longer feels like reaching. It feels like unfolding. Your prosperity becomes natural because you are no longer resisting it with doubt, guilt, or fear. True prosperity is more than money. It is peace with money. It is freedom in finances. It is joy when you give, ease when you receive, and calm assurance that your needs are met before you ask. This kind of prosperity is not fragile. It is rooted in spiritual truth. It says, I prosper because I am in divine flow. I receive because I expect. I increase because I believe. You don't have to force it. You don't have to manipulate outcomes. You simply come into agreement with abundance and everything begins to move in your favor. Prosperity reveals what you believe about yourself. If you believe you are unworthy, it will show. If you believe money is evil, it will avoid you. If you secretly fear success, you will sabotage your rise. But if you believe you are a vessel of divine good, if you affirm that wealth is your birthright, if you carry yourself as one already provided for, then the universe rushes to match your alignment. It cannot do otherwise. The law is faithful. It does not play favorites. It mirrors belief. It multiplies expectancy. It fulfills alignment. So your prosperity is not just about income or status. It is a demonstration of the invisible made visible. It is a sign that you are walking in agreement with divine provision, and this alignment doesn't happen by accident. It is cultivated through intention. It is sustained by discipline. It is deepened through gratitude, trust, and consistent truth-telling. The more you align, the more you attract. The more you speak truth, the more you see truth. The more you release fear, the more you receive supply. Let your life testify. Let your abundance preach. Let your increase be the living proof that spiritual law works. For when you are in alignment, prosperity becomes not just possible. It becomes unavoidable.